Jamaal Tinsley at the point guard. Nice job of weaving his way through traffic.
Great hesitation moves. Great control of the bounce, Fern.
Tinsley, one of the better point guards in this country, and you'll get a chance to watch him play this afternoon.
And they'll try to establish, I would think, inside. Mickens is great without the basketball.
This is Tomas Brookins. Now here's Rick Mickens. Off the dribble. Victor Payne kicks it outside. First shot of the game for Central Connecticut State. And it's missed by Tomas Brookins. Fizer at the other end. He is going to be a load for the Blue Devils this afternoon. That one out of bounds off Iowa State.
And Stevie Johnson very active on the glass. Not as big as Fizer, but a contributor around the 10.
The almost unanswerable problem. First basket of the game. Howie Dickinson, the head coach, at the other end. Fizer.
Well, that's what impresses you. It jumps off the tape. His ability to get down the floor. Big three by Tice.
John Tice measures the three, takes it, rebound Iowa State. Tinsley, 3-on-4. Kicks it back outside. Horton in the corner. Nurse the three.
Great ball movement. This is a very well-oiled machine. They give it up to one another. Good poise under pressure, and they love to run it and get you back on your heels.
Iowa State in the process of being discovered by the country. There's the turnaround. Corsley Edwards, rebound Fizer. 7-2. Iowa State leads.
Got to attack Fizer. Good spin, huh? Oh, a little lingerie linger in there. Quick timeout by Howie Dickinson.
ISU is at 4 of its first 5. Timeout, Central Connecticut. Larry Eustace, 44 years of age, graduate from Eastern New Mexico State back in 1980.
Against somebody a few years ago?
Nobody. Said we either recruited them or they went to work. They decided not to play collegiate basketball.
Howie with the quick timeout. He wants better shots, no question. Tice going to the rim here. This is a good defensive team as well, Iowa State.
Now Rick Mickens has it for the first time.
He's very active without the ball. A little side pick here.
Shot clock at 7. Tice takes the jumper. No. Tinsley with a rebound. He'll run. 2-on-2. Spot up for the 3. Horton. No. The tip, however, is good.
I think you give it to Johnson, don't you? Even though Fizer was there.
Yep.
That's what they do. I mean, good ball distribution to the wing and then attack the penetration. You got to contain. Even a great defender by Mickens. Blow by ability. Well, the number 3 is what he wanted. He settles for 53, Michael Nurse, because it was a bigger shirt. I never had that problem.
13-4. Dean Walker, the 6th man, is on the floor and has trouble. Tinsley takes it away. Kicks it back. Horton. And the blocking foul is going to be called on Mickens. No basket.
Well, you got to protect the basketball, but Nurse, a youngster that can do some damage off the bounce. I mean, a local New Jersey product out of Teaneck, New Jersey. Solid penetration, and he didn't have many schools interested in him, did he, in the old day?
No, the only other one was Central Connecticut State. He actually took a visit when he came out of junior college. There it is, back to Horton. Now Fizer.
And they're looking to double whenever they can. Look at the rotation by Mickens. This is where Iowa State's could pick you apart with the kick around. Horton, oh, perimeter, passing, the acknowledgement at the end. I mean, that's a solid trip against a pretty well-devised scheme defense.
Marcus Fizer and the Iowa State Cyclones having a big first half, leading by 19. They've excelled from the field, 18 of 28. Three-point range, 5 of 12. Fizer, 15 points already on 7 of 10 shooting.
And all that, the inside numbers, too, just devastating. What's your take on him, Vern? I just think he's got the whole game.
He sure seems to be. You know, I'm impressed with his speed as much as anything else.
He gets out.
Runs the floor so well.
And Larry Eustace is so coachable. And it looks like he loves to play within the team concept. And Central Connecticut gets what they want here. They got to get something off their defense.
That ball turned over, and Victor Payne will inbound now. 3:43.
Okay, Howie Dickinson, you're looking to just maybe get one. Nice and easy. Get a steal. get a tough shot and a rebound.
Victor Payne and Fizer are having a battle.
They are without pads. Look at this catch in traffic.
And the foul underneath.
And do you notice him, Vern?
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything.
Nope.
Hands the ball to the official. A lot of style. Well, you better bring all the equipment or your voice will go up an octave down in this low area. It's just teeing it up. How do you be able to gather it in traffic, too? Doesn't like to put the arms around and throw the flag.
I thought the Sopranos was on a different outlet.
It might be. But if he hits you, you will be.
Yes. Here's Fizer at the free throw line.
A changed man.
Rick Mickens clears it after the miss.
Baseline rubs with a stagger. And just see the preparation. Everybody looks at it. It's amazing. You can't run a play without guys knowing. They switch out on Mickens. Good crossover.
Walker in the lane. Puts it up and in. 44-29 with 1:52 to go.
Connecticut Ranger.
Some would argue he's their best overall player, Dean Walker, the junior from Toronto.
He can play a few positions. We mentioned his rebounding ability, that time to drive. Nice front to post. Well, they got a little something going right now. Mickens, that's his game.
Trailing by 15, here comes Walker, and there's Fizer. And there is Van Stein with the move. And he will get a chance to go to the free throw line. Nice effort.
Well, this is a Dickerman type of team. Everybody in the house sitting back, got the legs crossed, getting the library card out. All of a sudden, Eustachy's got to be a little bit concerned. The denial initially, the recovery, and Van Stein ends up with a chance for three. Nice sub here, too. A guy that can shake things up, rebound, and sees his ability to dribble as well.
So 3 for Harvey Van Stein, matching his uniform number. And the lead is 12.
And all of a sudden, Howie up, he's excited. Sometimes you get that good start. Look at Mickens once again, Vern. Have you seen many guys that can play that passing lane as well as he can?
That and get back on defense. It's an amazing thing.
Great recovery.
Yep. And Rick Mickens. Almost the same day that Howie Dickerman took the job, he called Rick Mickens and said, I'd like for you to come play at Central Connecticut State. It was the only offer Mickens had. And there's a deflection by Tinsley. And Iowa State gets it back and unimpeded.
How about Fizer? You think they all were worried about Fizer's dunk? Give the layup. You're right. Nobody did the turn.
Walker at the other end. Here's Mickens, number 21. John Tice. Foul away from the ball. Underneath.
You can see there's a little bit more. They're encouraging one another. Unfortunately, this turnover, they could have had a run at it the other way. So you see the little fake because Fizer's on the other side. Everybody wanted to make sure they'd have a resounding finish on the end of the break. But what I liked when I read about Mickens is that here's a guy that now reads to elementary school children. He's involved in the Nutmeg Games, which is some charitable work in the offseason. And all of a sudden, people are saying that there's another school in this state that's pretty good besides UConn. And that's Central Connecticut State.
Marcus Fizer picks up his first foul. That's going to send Victor Payne to the line. It was Victor Payne who was the host at Central Connecticut State when Michael Nurse made his visit. Remember, we talked about that a little earlier. Michael Nurse played junior college ball in Arkansas, had an offer from Iowa State and an offer from Central Connecticut State. It's kind of a reach to imagine that there's a connection between the two schools.
So that they would end up playing against one another.
Yeah.
But what that does prove is Howie Dickerman knows talent. And Jimmy Calhoun, he helped start that UConn program with Jimmy. And going out and getting kids to elevate the program to the lofty position it's in right now and doing the same at Central. Now they're fighting for recruits with other schools.
12-point margin. Final 35 seconds to go. Van Stein out on Johnson. They kick it to Jamaal Tinsley. Hard coaching going on from Howie Dickerman.
Yeah, he knows a stop and a score. It's 10, and boys, that's satisfying after their tough start.
Michael Nurse short. Fizer up for the rebound, but it's out of bounds. Touch last by Victor Payne.
And they get the last hammer right now if they want. Larry wants the ball back out. You see him get it out and run it down. Let's go in right at 12 or make it 14 or 15.
Final 10 seconds. Back to Tinsley. Up, threw it away. Final 5 seconds, and the Blue Devils, much to the dismay of Larry Eustace, will have one last possession.
They try to get a shooter on the floor, and they do.
Brian Finley, yep, number 32.
Now this 5 seconds, as we've seen, guys can blow by and get a layup in 5 seconds, particularly Mickens. Let's see if they get him the basketball or Brookins.
Finley will inbound. He gets it to Tomas Brookins. Got it! Yes, count it!
Oh, does that give you some juice? Pick up the jacket, Howie. You got to get some things organized.
Tomas Brookins, with an average of 5 per game, hits that one. It's only the 8th three-pointer he has made this season.
And how opportune, Vern.
Timmy Higgins watching the clock, and they're going to check. And now they have checked, and yes.
No question.
The basket good. Howie Dickenman, what do you think? A 12-2 Blue Devil run to end the first half, and a single-digit lead. Greg Gumbel when we return.
In Minneapolis, Central Connecticut State has closed the gap on Iowa State. It's 53-42. 18 minutes to play in the second half. Let's take you there, join Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery.
18 to go now in the second half. Iowa State back into a double-digit lead after Central Connecticut State carved it to within 6. And a travel from Stevie Johnson.
Well, early in the game, it was good defense, aggressive play, involvement of Fizer. You can see the numbers by Fizer and John Tice here. Fizer inside, posting up, outside jump shot, running the floor, defensive. And John Tice has stepped his game up as well. Some offensive rebounds. All of a sudden, they're running their half-court sets much better. That's why they're back in this game.
Mickens back outside to Tomas Brookins. Iowa State jumped out to an 18-point lead in the first 8 minutes. And then a marvelous comeback by Central Connecticut State, culminated with Tomas Brookins' three-pointer at the buzzer. Cut the margin to 9 at the break. Here's the fadeaway. Dean Walker off the front rim.
Very tough release there.
Michael Nurse gets it in the hands of Jamaal Tinsley. And Tinsley, hello. Oh, my goodness.
You said you want to go to school? Oh.
Jamaal Tinsley, who grew up in Brooklyn and carved his game and honed it on the playgrounds of Brooklyn, did not attend high school and got his GTE and GRE, I beg your pardon.
Well, you become the teacher's pet with this little kiss shot. He has just been terrific all year long. So enjoyable to watch his growth as a player. And the best part of his game may be defense. Slapping and deflecting.
Cannot convert the three-point play. 55-42. 17 to go. Now Brookins.
Nice pass.
Beauty. John Tice up and under. A little too strong. And here comes Tinsley again for Iowa State. Morton. Same thing. Beauty.
A little bit of courage, too.
Yeah.
The little guy. Cantrell getting to the far side of the rim to ward off, and all of a sudden it's extended to 15.
Yeah. Cyclones back in control, one would think. Here's Tice.
Take your time on this trip. Little side pick and roll. Settle for 3.
In and out. The touch, it's good.
And
Rick Mickens.
that's his game.
Iowa State with so many weapons. It was a 6-point game not so long ago, and now Iowa State has jumped out to a more comfortable 57-40.
41-39 Purdue.
Stevie Johnson. 5-point Iowa State lead. Tinsley, what a move in the lane, but the follow is what has to go through Stevie Johnson.
Well, they come at you in waves. Johnson plays bigger than he is, gets the rebound. Then numbers come at you. You're forced to miss layup, and they counter. You must all get back and help if you're Central Connecticut State.
Cyclones have countered with a 7-0 run off the glass, an improbable shot. And that quiets the Central Connecticut State fans who are here.
And Howie Dickenman wincing on that shot. He's got the hands up, he's guarding, he's doing everything.
76-69. What a validation, however, Bill, for this program at Central Connecticut State. To come into this arena to take on the second-seeded team and play them this well.
Going toe-to-toe as well. With a wonderful performance by Fizer to boot. A nice front again. Payne's played great defense, whether it's man or in the zone. Shadowing, harassing Marcus Fizer.
Just a moment, Tinsley with the miss just a moment ago, but the tip was good. Time has been called. Three minutes and 42 seconds left to play in this one. Iowa State on a 7-0 run after the Blue Devils had come back to tie it up. And a moment ago, the coach's wife, this is Stacy Eustace, calling upon a little extra help. Absolutely.
Divine intervention. The way Central Connecticut has been playing well. They got some right there.
Michael Nurse.
Nurse in that one.
Out of the timeout. And Eustace is up coaching hard. That's Larry Eustace.
And they didn't have much time. They had 4 seconds on that shot clock. So
78-69. Brookins looks for a cutting ray. Mickens back into the hands of John Tice. And Stevie Johnson goes for the steal on the line. Central Connecticut State will retain possession with 3:17 to go.
Interesting preparation for that particular play. Larry Eustace's guys reacting so sound to the circle play around the foul line.
Victor Payne will inbound. Stacy Eustace catches herself on the big screen here.
Nice to see a wife supporting her husband, though. My wife denied me when I was coaching.
Joni wouldn't do that. Joni would not do that.
Well, that is the hardest job, though. You sit up there, you can't really do too much, and all your emotions are out there exposed.
9-0 run after Central Connecticut State had fought back and tied this, trailing by 1 point early in the first half by 19 points. Here's John Tice. Fizer out on him. Right side, Tomas Brookins. Shot clock, violation. They didn't get it off.
And boy, if that all of a sudden, the strength of the mental approach and how he wants the timeout, Dickerman that is, he's got to prepare his guys for the last few minutes.
30-second timeout. 78-69, an unimpeded 9-point run now for Iowa State. The CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Second half field goals. Look at the excellent shooting by both these clubs. Get a complete NCAA tournament look at cbs.sportsline.com.
And that detection of the shot clock violation, all these referees in the NCAA are the elite in the country. So we've had a terrific job and a wonderful performance by both teams here.
78-69, a 15 seed going up against a 2. Iowa State with a gaudy 29-4 record, and their only losses in Big 12 play were in overtime. So they put together a sensational season, and they are getting all they want.
And right now, just using a little bit of clock, under 10.
Tinsley kicks it back outside. Cantrell Horton in the corner for Jamaal Tinsley again. Over Victor Payne, got it.
Just what you need. Good communication. They knew exactly the time. They got the whole sequence plus the knockdown.
22 points for Jamaal Tinsley.
Look at the help.
Underneath, Corsley Edwards, who's playing with 4 fouls.
Tinsley wisely almost came up with it.
Inbounds. Victor Payne makes the steal. And Corsley Edwards picks it up.
They're saying it was deflected, so it's no backcourt violation.
Now Tinsley brings it out. He's going to work on the clock a little bit. 10-point margin.
No one had to put people away. And right now doing a wonderful job milking. And the spread, a little drive draw, and maybe find at the end.
Here's Tinsley fouled. And a look at the data bank. Since 1985, when the tournament expanded to 64 teams, a team representing the Northeast Conference has yet to win a game over 15.
What an effort, though, here. Nothing to be ashamed of, other than you hate to walk out.
Tinsley gets the first. And he shoots one more.
You got you have a lot of dodging to do in the tournament, though. In tough games, nothing comes easy. Cliff Ellis earlier in the day, Coach Orban saying the same thing. You know, then you just got to keep continuing, striving. Everybody's prepared for you.
Tomas Brookins looks for a cutting. John Tice saves it along the sideline. Into Corsley Edwards. Spin move on Fizer off the glass, and he shoots one more.
Oh my goodness, not a good foul there. Marcus should have just let him go on the spin out. You're in control. You don't want to put a guy in the foul line and stop the clock. And they just continue here. The hustle of John Tice, who's been so sound all game long. The post up. What got Central Connecticut State University going was their inside offense. They started to get in position, make good cuts, present themselves for passes, and then getting it in.
Shoots one. Corsley Edwards.
And now you got to think trap. You got the timeout.
Well, Dave Campo, new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He's among those cheering his alma mater on. He graduated from Central Connecticut.
Marcus Fizer,
Fizer shoots a couple. Named this week first team All-American.
And rightfully so from what you've seen, Vern. Would you agree?
Yes. The 2-seed Iowa State will take on the 7-seed Auburn on Saturday. That will be the first of our two games here. Later tonight, we've got a couple of nice matchups. Maryland against Iona and Ball State UCLA. Fizer for another one. This one won't go. A 10-point margin, but a big scare. Here's Mickens. Oh, what a tip. Corsley Edwards and timeout called.
Oh, nice job by Edwards. And think of it, he missed a lot of minutes with the foul problems, and Howie Dickerman was able to have the zone to do the number, and here, the long jack, and how about the touch by the big fella? Nice little kiss. I went to Ames. Johnny Orr was the coach, and here comes Johnny. It was this song that and they brought him back and had a big night. So Larry Eustace knows the connection, and there's Howie Dickerman. What the preparation by his team, and the courage to come back too, to hang in, take the best shot that Iowa State could give.
Iowa State's going to go to 30-4. What a nice sounding name she has. Stacy Eustace.
There's a rhythm to it, much like this team.
Sounds like it belongs in a Calypso tune. Tinsley goes for the steal, knocks it out of bounds.
You get the feeling anything lofted, these quick Iowa State perimeter people can run down.
So the Cyclones, highest seed ever after winning their first regular season title since 1944-45, will advance. Here comes the All-American Marcus Fizer.
And they're just going to let it play out. A lot of class right here. And I think a lot of respect for some stout-hearted men.
Marvelous performance by the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State. Their season ends 25-6. Larry Eustace, congratulations for Howie Dickerman. Iowa State advances. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg will be along when we return.